Our Lord is still walking along and calling each of us by name and saying, now you follow me. And he doesn't insist, he just invites. And so, again, today, another week, we follow Jesus Christ. And your presence here is proof that you're trying, as I am. Today's theme is about change. In the Plain Dealer this morning, you'll see on the front page that the Catholic Church began to change so dramatically just 50 years ago today. And all of you who are so young don't realize those changes, and I won't go there. But everything about today's readings is about change. Jonah is saying, you Ninevites, you better change your ways, or, you're not going to make it. And St. Paul says, the world as you knew it is gone now. And our Lord is so big on change that the whole thing is that I've come to tell you what God is like, not the God that you heard about, but the God that I am. It just chills you when you realize what our Lord is saying and what he's doing then and now. And so as attractive as he was on the moment then, we hope again that he attracts you and me again, and we get enthused, we get serious about following him, which of course involves change always. And so that's my theme this morning. Just to get us off to a good start, all change is not good, all change is not bad. Younger people seem to like change more than older people, and so it goes. Are you sitting in the same seat you always take? Probably. Are you giving the same amount in the collection as you always do? Probably. Well, today, you might double it. Or, add another nickel, whatever. Anyway, that's not my theme. The theme is about change. We hold a lot of weddings, and we prepare the kids for weddings. And often, the girl is standing there looking so beautiful, and the groom is looking down at her saying, she'll never, never change. She'll always be my 36, 28, 32 little cheerleader. She'll always be that. Little does he know. She is looking up at the quarterback saying, I'll change him. And so we got off to a start about change. You've heard it so much because change is such a big part of our life, isn't it? The changes we endure and get to have. When I see those children up there reading like that, it's wonderful. And because we're all inclusive here, the Mass isn't just for the adults, it's for all of us, and they have their voice. And so, could you have done that in grade school? No way I could have done it. I was barely ready when I was 30 and ordained, And here they are, so innocent. And that's why our Lord loves the children and the child in you and me. Anyway, change is the only constant in life, you know that. And Cardinal Newman, who was one of the great changers in religion in the 1800s, he changed from Anglican to Catholic, and he became one of the highlights of Catholicism. And he said to change is to grow, and to become perfect is to change quite often. And so just a couple of other thoughts, and then I'm going to talk to you about changes that I have experienced, and I hope you can relate to them, lessons I have learned. Too many people become certain about too many things too early in life. They cling with blind passion to their false certainties, and too often are ready to kill or be killed for them. Blind absolutes bring tragedy. The earth is sick with them. Have you seen on television when they are preparing these suicide bombers, to kill other people? They're usually about 12, 13 years old, the ones I saw. And so they believe anything that they're told. And so they go out because they're so sure that this is what Allah wants. And we must keep changing, we must keep growing. And I urge you to believe in that. The person with a civilized mind is neither afraid nor ashamed to change his mind. Truthfully, I can only witness it. I've had to change so much. I'm constantly unlearning. And of course, all I can do is preach sincerely to you from my own experience, and so I'll try it again. You remember, maybe you saw the movie Doubt, where Meryl Streep is 1946, she's walking down the aisle in church, you know, and little kids leaning over, and she hits them over the head, you know, sit up straight. And so today, you know, you're allowed to laugh in church, and at the 10 you do. They still don't know about that at 8, but you are allowed to laugh, you're allowed to be happy, you're allowed to smile. If it's good news, you know, why wouldn't we? You know, it's the joy is always, you know, the evidence that you're okay. God's with you, you're with God, and you're not carrying the world on your shoulders. Life is difficult, isn't it? You know that. Anybody that tries to show you an easy way is misleading you. Life is very, very painful, but it's okay. You know, look at the pain behind me up there. Pain is part of life. It's painful to be a man, isn't it? It's painful to be a woman, isn't it? It's painful to be young, isn't it? It's painful to be old. It's painful to be married. It's painful to be single. It's painful to have children. It's painful not to have children. So pick your pain. Life is a pain. That's the way it is. And, you know, just that kind of wisdom is, you know, instead of listening to all those commercials telling you, you know, you'll find an easy way, you can't. You can't, you don't want to. And every one of us has a primal wound from our childhood. And I could even be more sincere or explicit, you know, and talk about my wounds in my home, in my childhood, but so could you. You look around, everybody has been wounded. Parents have made mistakes. They didn't mean to hurt anybody, but they were only experimenting with bringing us up. And they didn't know always what to do. And life inflicts lots of pain on us. And so we get used to that, yeah, it is, but am I going to be a sourpuss? Am I going to be mean? Am I going to be rigid? Am I going to carry that fear in my face? Or am I going to be open to life is wonderful, no matter what? The wounds must be dealt with and dismissed and forgiven and move on. I think a lot of you could relate to that, and I wish I had a wand to make it so. If you look around here, most of you don't know each other. You certainly don't know their soul or their story. But if you did know what others have endured, you would be amazed that they do as well as they do. And so we have a soldier here again. Again, he knows what war is, how they endure all that. And if you've buried a child, or you have a child that needs special needs and all that, people are enduring so much more than they tell you. And so that's why we don't judge superficially. People are good, and most of them striving very hard just to make it in life and to be good people. And so another thought I have is that people who want to share their religious views with you, and they're very, very strong these days, you know, you better say what they want to hear. I got to be real careful up here, real careful. I get the letters. People who want to share their religious views with you almost never want you to share your views with them. Have you ever noticed that? Come to the door, you know, and they're going to save you. And so they'll save you on page 38, right here. And I know. And they don't care what you believe, or the assumption is you're not there yet. And so you have to be wise about that.